Hello everyone. Up next is Man United versus Fulham. This is the preview of the Man United versus Fulham game. It's been a 2 good weeks for Man United against Man City, then against Arsenal. And this game is all about consistency. It's all about understanding if this team has changed or is just the same team that turns up for the big games. But when it comes to the games that you're supposed to win, then they falter. So it's a very important game for Man United. You could consider it's Fulham, thinking it's a small game, but it's a game that is really a meter of showing how we have been doing. We've been improving in terms of the way we deal with teams that sit back against us at Old Trafford. We have had some results where we expect a win against Everton, against West Ham, against Bournemouth at home, but all those games have proved to be difficult. So this is a very big test. In terms of the team news, the manager just had the press conference, and in the press conference, he discussed a variety of issues. Among them is that Dogu is going to miss for a few weeks. He's not sure if it will be the 10 weeks as reported in the media, but he thinks it's a wait and see situation, so he won't be available for a few weeks. It's more than the cramp they thought it was. We are going to miss him. He's a very important player in the way he's played the last two games and the other games, so it's going to be a big miss. Joshua Zaxi has trained this week. That was what Michael Carrick said. He has trained this week and he will be available for this game. I don't think, in my opinion, if he'll be ready to play, but we are thinking that we have a lot of options, including Mount on the bench. So our striking is not really a problem. The problem is the midfield. So let's hope there are no any midfield injuries. On the issue of the lead is yet to recover from the back injury. He's not been training, so I don't think we'll have him this week or the next week because he's been out for a very long time. And even if he was to come back in training, then he'd need at least around 2 weeks of training before he can play. So we expect to continue with the same players that we had. There are no new signings before the deadline that are given. So he was asked about new signings and he said, "You never say never. We can do anything or we cannot do anything, but it's about a wait and see thing where in the next few days we'll wait and see if they can do it." Although this turning out to be another case where this board is going to yet again disappoint another manager because we are very thin in midfield. We are the one injury away from a crisis in midfield. If you see the last two games, the likes of Casemiro, Mino and Bruno have been playing most of the game, and the games will build up. The games that they have to play until the rest of the season. We just hope that none of them gets injured because an injury in midfield will take us back to a place where we don't want to go. We don't want to be playing Ugarte in midfield or depending on players that are not consistent enough. So let's hope that's not going to be the case. Let's see if we can sign a player before the deadline closes. In terms of the table, this is what the game will be. It will be fourth against seventh. Fulham have a very good season. They are on 34 points. Man United are on 38 points, and they are sitting comfortably in the Champions League positions. They are in fourth. Liverpool are in sixth, which is on 36. So it's 2 points away from Liverpool. So every game is important, especially this one, because if we win this game, that becomes three games in wins in a row, three consecutive wins, which is something that we need in this season. I think we have not yet done that this season, but we need to start winning games consistently. And the more, I think, yes, we did it once when we won Sunderland, Brighton, and then against Liverpool, but we need to do it more consistently. So hopefully we can build a run. In terms of the team form, this is the team form for the both teams. Arsenal, Man United beat Arsenal in the last game. Fulham beat Brighton in the last game. So both teams are going into this game following wins. The form, as you can see, they have both lost one game. Fulham have won 3 of their last 5. They have drawn one. Man United have only won 2 of their last 5. They have drawn 2, but have lost to Brighton in the FA Cup. But in terms of the Premier League, they are unbeaten in the last 6 games, which is the biggest run in the Premiership. There is not team that has lost has had such an unbeaten run. But you see, this game is really important. Fulham have the capability to beat teams like Brighton, which beat us the other day, and they also beat Chelsea. So it's not a game that can be taken lightly. In terms of the head-to-head, as you can see, the last game that we played against Fulham at Craven Cottage was a 1-1 draw. Before that, we played a 1-1 draw in the FA Cup that we lost due to penalties. In the other games, we have beaten home and away in the 2024-2025 season. We also beat them home and away in the previous season. So mostly in this game, we tend to do very well in the Fulham game. If you look at the last, I think, 15 games or 16, we have almost probably won 16 of them, the Premier League games, and we have lost one. I think I can only remember in the last 5-6 years, only one game that we lost against Fulham. But in most cases, we tend to do well in this game. Not that we need a draw, we need a win, because a draw doesn't do that much for us in this fight for the Champions League. And this is a game that we should be winning at home. In terms of the team lineup, this is what I expect that will be the lineup. One of the key things to note is that Dogu is not available, and the fact that Dogu is not available, then the left wing position will have to be a difference. In the other parts of the game, I think we'll have to remain with the same lineup in terms of the 4-2-3-1 formation. Lamens will start in goal as usual. He's now our first choice goalkeeper. Maguire and Martinez should continue in defense. Luke Shaw on the left wing. Mazraoui should come in for Dalot on the right back. Mazraoui was just coming from AFCON and he was not well rested. He had not gotten integrated back into the team, and I think this is the game where he should start. I still have concerns about Dalot, especially in some games he tends to go missing. He's been very good in the last 2 games, but this is one of the games I think Mazraoui should start. We should always start our best position, especially when you are going for the Champions League. Casemiro and Maino will start in the midfield positions. Ahmad in the right wing, Cunha in the left wing, Bruno Fernandes as the attacking midfielder, and Mbeumo as the attacker. So I think this is the lineup that could win that game. This is a game that we do well. It all depends with how we take on Fulham. There are those things that you can expect that Fulham will not be easy to play against. So you look at a player like Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson has had a very good season. In the last 10 games he has had in the last 11 games he has had 10 goal contributions, so he's a threat that we need to keep our eye on. You see he comes into the small spaces in between that are left by defenders, and is very little in terms of shooting, so you can understand that he's a player that you can't underestimate. All through the game, the defenders need to ensure that they cut off the supply to Harry Wilson, or when he has the ball they are careful, because he has the eye for the spectacular. In most cases he tends to hit the ball even outside the box and score, so that is going to be the threat. And if we can neutralize their threat, then I think this is a game we can win. The other advantage about this game is that if you consider Fulham, in the last 6 games they have not kept a clean sheet, so the fact that they are not keeping clean sheets will do well for Man United. Man United are in a high scoring form, and this is the kind of game that we can score several games and outscore them. So I think, in my opinion, this will be a 3-1. Man United will score 3 goals. There's a chance that Fulham might score a single goal, but should be a comfortable win and continue the good run that Man United has had, because it's an important game, and these are the games that will define the season. Because if you look at the games you are supposed to win, you should be able to win them, and there are games that have been difficult, especially if you look at the draws that we have had before Michael Carrick came in. We had 3 draws against the relegation teams, and if this is another case where we can draw, then it becomes costly over a long season. So this is a game I expect that we'll win. So like this comment, like this video if you like such content, share, subscribe, and let's continue growing this channel. Thank you.